Okay, and you and King Tut were friends from since you were kids.
Sixth grade. See,
Okay.
when I first moved from the suburb and moved to the ghetto, me and King Tut, Walter Johnson, I moved into the same building. And, he lived on, him and his family lived on the second floor. Me and my family lived on the sixth floor. And we didn't speak nothing. We didn't, and what happened was we was going to public school 214 on Pickett Avenue. And back then we had to be bused to school. So I was going in the auditorium to wait for the bus, and he was going out the auditorium to get on the bus. And as I'm walking past him, this, pretty boy, he just shoulder checked me. Boom. And when he shoulder checked me, I drop all my books. Opposed to me being a typical kid and picking up my book, I went after him, grabbed him in the headlock, and started pounding his face. They broke it up, put us both in the auditorium. We started talking, and we became friends since.
Okay, and I just want to go on a tangent a little bit here. King Tut was tied into the Tupac shooting later
Exactly.
on.
Yes, he was. He was tied.
Okay,
Okay.
can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, I can talk about that. He was tied into that. Tut was like, Tut got a hell of a name. Notorious stick up kids. And even with that, like since I've been home, when I came home, I went to visit him in Otisville because he got life sentence now. And, me and him face to face on a visit. And we talked about that whole Tupac situation. And when we talked about that whole Tupac situation, he like, look, man, you know me. He said, I'm telling you straight up top, I didn't have nothing to do with the Tupac shit. And you know what? I'm listening to him. And he told me from the beginning, even way back then, that, what's his name, Jimmy Hinchman, they set him up. So that's what he told me from way back then. And as you listen to it, and you got to remember, that's what came out later on. And if you sit back and think about it, I know Tut. I can remember being kids. We got into a fight with some older guys, and they was whipping our ass. And I'm telling them, we both got guns on us. We're probably like 15, 16. I said, let's get these guys. So I started shooting at them, and Tut was shooting up in the air. And I'm like looking at this cat like, nah, that's not him. As far as like he'll rob you, but he's not going to shoot you. He's not a killer, you know.
Gotcha. Okay, so you guys had a situation where your drug spot gets robbed by, I guess, a guy named Crazy Clyde.
Crazy Clyde, that was Domino brother, yes.
All right, so he robs your drug spot, and I guess you kidnapped and tortured someone to find out what happened?
No, what happened was the spot got robbed before. And then it's like simultaneously you get robbed again. Don't get me wrong. It's in New York City. Crime happened. But when I was listening to the workers as they tell a story, something didn't feel right about it. So what I did was I took the workers one at a time out individually. And basically right now I just used a different tactic. I took my gun, put it in their mouth, tell me the truth. And one by one, all of them told me what I want to hear. That Crazy Clyde robbed the spot, and he said to tell us that the same guys that robbed it before rob it again. Bingo.
Okay.
So I got my answer.
So is Sybil Mims somehow tied to Crazy Clyde?
Yes, that was his girlfriend.
Okay. Okay, so that's Crazy Clyde's girlfriend. So tell me about the situation, how you ended up meeting up with Sybil Mims.
What happened was when I found out that Crazy was responsible for robbing the spot, what I did was I paged him, because back then we didn't have cell phones then. We had pages. So I paged him. He paged me back. He wound up calling me back. And I'm saying, look, man, the same guys that robbed the spot before rob it again. What I want to do is I want to pay you $5,000 a piece. It's supposed to be three guys. I want to give you $5,000 a piece for you to take care of them. He said, cool. So we made arrangements for me and him to meet up. So just so happened, we set up a date. I met him by Cypress Hill Projects across the street at this bodega. So we on in front of the bodega. So just so happened, I'm thinking this is going to be him. So he came, and he got Silver with him, and he got this other guy, Big Bronco, with him. So I got my driver. So as we there, we discussing it, and I'm trying to explain to him, look, this what happened, this what I need you to do, this what I want you to do. So during that period of time, you got sirens, cops, going back and forth, because that area is hot. So I just asked him, I said, look, man, you strapped? You got guns? He said, yeah, man. I said, come on, man, let's put that shit up. Go put it up, and let's go over these area, and let's scope the area and see if we can find these guys so you know who you're looking for, whatever. So for some reason, he told Bronco to come with him to put the gun up. And he told Sybil to get in the car with us. And I'm looking at the driver looking at me, and we kind of like scratching our head, like, damn, what's going on with that? My intention was, I know I want to get him. I'm going to get him. That's my whole intention. So now he threw a monkey wrench in my program. So she wound up getting in the car with us. So as we drove off, and we went like up to like picking the hemlock, and we got there. I told him pull over, and it's like probably like 1ish in the morning, and I went into the store, and I got a bottle of Perrier water and a pack of double mint gum, and I got back in the car, and he drove up. I say pull up. He pulled up to the side of the welfare building, and I just told her get out. So I went out of the passenger side, got her out of the backseat of the passenger side, and I said, get out. So she got out, and I pull out my gun. It was like a 38 long, and I'm saying, why did your man rob our spot? So she's telling me, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, come on, don't lie to me. Y'all like the Bonnie and Clyde. The key is if he do something, you know everything that he do. So, like, I was just trying to just get information out of her. But in that moment, as I'm talking to her, it's like I pulled the trigger. And when I pulled the trigger, it hit her in the stomach, and she went down and fell in the fetal position. I'm like, shit. Because that was not my intention to kill her. I was like, how can I say, got caught up in the moment, trying to get more information to confirm what I already know, but I shot her. So in that moment, I'm saying to myself, oh shit, I'm going to jail. She going to tell. So that's when I'm saying, nah, I'm not going to jail. So I wound up bending down and putting the gun to a, temple and pull the trigger. And even in that moment when that took place, it's like I knew that's what I had to do to protect myself. So I got back in the car, and the driver is shaking up. And I said, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going back to Euclid and Sutter. We're going to wait for Clyde, and we're going to finish him off, and we're going to go from there. But guess what? You didn't do nothing. You didn't see anything, so you don't know nothing. So we left her there, and we went back to Sutter and Euclid. As we went back to Sutter and Euclid, it's like we got there. And as we got there, it's like cop cars everywhere. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And like probably before we left, they was going back and forth. So now I got a gun on me with with her body on it now, and I want to get him, but it's like timing. So automatically, you know what? Let's get out of here. So we got out of there, took the gun, threw it in the pond, and went back to LaGuardia Airport and switched the rental car.